Hey everyone, PB here, and welcome to my Star Ocean recap series. Unlike my other favorite JRPGs such as Final Fantasy and the Tales of series, all of the games in Star Ocean are based in the same universe, just at different points in time. I know I've struggled with remembering all the events that happened in the series, so I've made these videos to go over the main storylines. Be forewarned that this series does contain spoilers. Without further ado, let's recap Star Ocean: The Last Hope. Star Ocean: The Last Hope is based in the year Stardate 10 and is first in the timeline. The game begins with World War III leaving the Earth in almost uninhabitable state. The population drastically decreased and the planet's resources continued to diminish. Mankind decided to turn to space and created exploration vessels in order to find new planets, which could be colonized in order to survive. You play as Edge Maverick, who's a crewmate on one of the 5 exploration vessels that are tasked to explore the planet Eos. The vessels travel through a wormhole in order to reach Eos, and as they get close to their destination, a meteor passes you all by, which causes an energy surge that forces all the ships to evacuate the wormhole. All but the Aquila, the vessel which your best friend Crow is captain of, crash land on the planet Eos. When exploring the area near your crash ship, bug-like creatures jump out and attack you. A strange symbol glows on your wrist and you manage to defeat the bug-like creatures with a sword-like weapon. You head back to the ship and are informed that help is on the way from them. The captain tasks you to search for the other vessel that crashed the furthest on the planet, and Raimi tags along with you on your journey. You manage to find the missing ship along the shore and see a critically injured crewmate lying on the beach. He tells you that they found a meteor fragment, which later in the game you will learn is called a Grigori, and brought it back to their ship to research it. Weird things started happening after finding the Grigori fragment, so he had to destroy his own ship to contain it. With his last breath, he warns you to stay away from the fragment. A small transport vessel lands near you and an Eldarian man named FaZe comes out. He says he's there to escort you back to the base camp. All of a sudden, the man who died on the beach mutated into a large, powerful creature. After defeating it, the creature transforms into a small fragment. You place the fragment in a specimen jar and take it back with you to base camp. You meet up with the captain and brief him on your findings. You learn that the Federation has known of the Eldarians for over a decade, and they have repaired and upgraded your ship with their technology. You are promoted to captain and are tasked to explore the other planets within warp range and search for the missing Aquila with your crew, which consists of only Raimi and FaZe. You set out to the nearby planet and land next to a small village. When you enter the village, the locals greet you as gods and begin to shower you with praises. You speak with the Elder and learn that several months ago another celestial ship had crash landed on the planet. Shortly after, monsters became more hostile and the people started falling ill to the Boculus disease, an illness that turns people into stone, similar to the one in Star Ocean First Departure. You are greeted by a young girl named Limmel with incredible symbological powers who aids you on your journey to investigate the crashed ship. When you get to the ship, you locate data logs and view their recordings. You learn that the craft is a Cardianon vessel searching for planets to invade, and that the crew had mutated into lizard creatures, attacking one another and crashing the ship. While exploring the ship further, you find a Grigori similar to the one you found on Eos, but much larger. The fragment transforms into a large creature that attacks you. Once defeated, it disintegrates into a beam of light which eradicates all the mutated monsters on the planet. When returning to the village, you learn that the Boculus patients mutated into monsters and killed everyone before you destroyed the Grigori, and they all disappeared. You alter your objectives now to find the source of the Grigori, which are causing great devastation to the galaxy. Since Limmel's entire family and village are destroyed, you take her with you into space to search for the Cardianon home planet. You end up finding the Cardianon mothership and are pulled inside by a tractor beam. While trying to find a way to shut down the generators on the ship, you are trapped inside a room but are rescued by a Morphus named Bacchus, who is trying to destroy the Grigori on the ship. You all head out to the central isolation chamber, which the Grigori is being held, and Bacchus destroys it with a calculated blast. The Cardianon leader shows up and mutates into a destructive beast, which you defeat. In a last-ditch effort, the Cardianon leader releases an explosive which Bacchus jumps on, damaging his legs in order to protect everyone from the blast. You manage to find and shut down the generator and tractor beam. However, a failsafe is triggered and the Cardianon mothership is set to warp to uncharted space. You rush to your ship, dragging Bacchus along with you. You manage to escape the ship just before it warps. You set a course for Morphus' artificial planet EN2, but are caught in a black hole which sends you to an alternate Earth in the late 1950s. While exploring the surroundings, Raimi is captured by military personnel and taken into an underground facility. You meet a man named Klaus who assists you in entering the underground base so you can save Raimi. His only request is that you also rescue a cat-like girl named Miracle and take her with you. You find and rescue Miracle, but on your way to find Raimi, you run into the chief director who tricks you into giving them the exolithium crystal from the warp core on your ship and then locks you up with Raimi. The director is completely mad and attempts to use the crystal in an antimatter reactor she created. The reactor becomes unstable and the Earth is now destined to be destroyed. You're able to escape your cell and make it to your ship before you are sucked into the vortex. Without the exolithium crystal, you get caught in the gravitational pull of the device. Coincidentally, Miracle has a high-density exolithium crystal she wears as a pendant that they use to warp into subspace the moment the Earth turns into formless energy, which sends them back to their original time and dimension. Knowing that you caused the destruction of an entire planet, killing 5 billion people, you spiral down into a deep depression. You are unfit to captain the ship, so Raimi takes over and you all head to the nearby nearby planet Roke for maintenance. You finally make it to Roke after being attacked by an unknown vessel. Maintenance will take some time, so you all explore the planet. You enter a town and rescue a featherfolk girl named Sarah from an Asmodeus cult, the Church of Sidene. She mentions you look like a race called the Muas and should visit the Purgatorium. To get there, you'll need to ride a bunny, so you visit a small tribe outside the village to acquire one. One of the girls from the tribe gives Faze a cloak and he develops a crush on her. Soon after, Raimi contracts stone sickness and collapses. You're able to find a cure for Raimi with the help of Sarah. Raimi's symptoms and abrupt recovery were extremely bizarre, and she confesses to the reason behind it. The people on Earth were trying to make superhumans to withstand the harsh conditions by using the genes of the Muas. They called it Project Hope, and they were able to produce 3 successful subjects, which they referred to as the Seeds of Hope. These 3 were Raimi, Crow, and you. The next day, Sarah is kidnapped and all the tribespeople outside of the town are missing. You seek out guidance from the great sage Elena, who tells you that Sarah is being held at the Purgatorium in preparation to be sacrificed, spilling her holy blood in a ritual to resurrect the Archfiend Asmodeus. You must stop the resurrection because the prophecy states that another band of heroes in the future are supposed to kill Asmodeus, referring to Star Ocean First Departure. On your way to the Purgatorium, another Morphous named Maria, who you've seen periodically on your journey, offers her aid since she too has been tasked to halt the resurrection of Asmodeus by her superior on EN2. Once you make it to the Purgatorium, you head to the deepest chamber where you find Sarah about to be sacrificed on an altar. You awaken the power of the Muas, defeating the leader of the cult and saving Sarah. As everyone is celebrating the prevention of the resurrection of Asmodeus, Faze notices a pool of corpses behind the altar consisting of the missing tribespeople, including the girl who he had a crush on. His eyes glow red and he starts going insane, hiding the information from everyone. Maintenance is finally complete on your ship and your crew now has 2 more members, Maria and Sarah. You received orders to head back to Eos because all communications have ceased from the base camp. When you arrive, the base is destroyed and you head out searching for answers. You see a black ship flying overhead, which Maria informs you is a phantom ship which EN2 has been studying. They recently appeared and its origins are unknown. You track down the ship and are attacked by materialized soldiers that disintegrate and reform when destroyed. You are saved by Crow and another Aldarian fighter named Aromont as they fly in and join the fight. The Phantom leaves and Crow updates you on the situation. The Grigori expedites evolution and absorbs information to create inorganic constructs to further its expansion and taking over the galaxy. These phantoms are the byproducts and are currently seeking to make the Eldarians extinct. The planet Eldar has been destroyed and the refugee fleets are currently under attack. Faze leaves with Crow to help fight the phantoms while Aromont guides you to where the Grigori is on the planet. After defeating the Grigori, you all head out to EN2 to gather more information. When you arrive, you meet with X and you learn that the source of these attacks are coming from the missing procedure, an entity which started as a small black hole that is now a being that brings upon calamitous change which draws its power from the accelerated imbalance of evolution. It gave birth to the Grigori in order to advance the missing procedure's growth by advancing evolution in unnatural methods. A black celestial planet had been created to convert the evolutional change into energy for the missing procedure, which allows the missing procedure to secrete more Grigori in an infinite cycle. There is a single life sign on Nox Obscurus which is powering the planet. The plan is to destroy this life sign in order to break the missing procedure cycle. As you make way to Nox Obscurus, a Grigori lands on EN2 and you set off to destroy it. Once defeated, your next obstacle is to get past the barrage of phantom fleets protecting Nox Obscurus in order to land on the planet. The Eldarians and Federation arrive to assist as the planet continues to secrete more phantoms and a giant dragon to protect itself. Crow shows up and sacrifices himself to create a black hole in the middle of Nox Obscurus' defense system, destroying the dragon and creating an entry point for you. With the help of Limel's barrier symbol she invokes on the ship, you manage to break through the remaining phantom vessels and land on the planet. You proceed to the core of the planet and are blocked by a whirlwind, preventing you from reaching the center. Miracle is able to find an open path that was created by a fragment of Crow's ship blocking a section of the whirlwind. You enter the fortress in the center of the planet and make your way to the source of the life sign. You find the Apostle of Creation, who tells you his goal is to save everyone by destroying everything and creating a new universe where all life is connected with one another so that pain and suffering would no longer exist. You soon realize that the Apostle of Creation is actually Faze, who had been gifted this power by the missing procedure while he was watching his brethren be slaughtered by the phantoms during his rescue attempt with Crow. You engage in battle and eventually become victorious, releasing Faze from the grasp of the missing procedure. The planet begins to crumble and you all are able to escape with a few scares along the way. Now that the universe is saved, you decide to not accept help from the other races in advancing your science, since unnatural evolution typically ends with destruction. Thus, the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact is created to prevent another missing procedure event from occurring. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. These videos do take me a bit of time and are strenuous to make, so please let me know in the comments below if this was helpful or if there was anything else important that I may have missed. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Feel free to check out some of my other videos on my channel since I do have a variety of gaming content. Until then, take care, my friends.